And we are here live on the Virtual Grip Network. I'm Zach Chapman, a.k.a. Shaggy, and flying in by the seat of our pants here real quick. Broadcasting error. You know, not going to give you as much of a pre-show here at Hickory Motor Speedway tonight as we'd like to. We're going to hit you with the grid here real quick. And starting on the pole, we've got the 75 of John Wilson into his outside, the 61 of Tom Hilbert. Inside of row number 2, we've got the 52 of Steve Hilbert into his outside, the 81 of Joe Segala. Inside of row number 3, we've got the 76 of Jeff Sharp into his outside. In the lucky number 13, we've got Bob Hayes. In the double deuce, rolling off on the inside of row number 4, we've got Bruce Pearson into his outside, the detective, Steven Spees. Inside of row number 5, we've got the 93 of Chris Hayslip into his outside, the 26 of Donnie Moore. Inside of row number 6, we've got the 87 of Todd Liston into his outside, the 6 of Kurt Smith. In the Baker's Dozen spot, we've got the 36 of Jeffrey Harden into his outside, the 23 of Mike Holloway. Inside of row number 8, we've got the 45 of Jason Menda into his outside, the 21 of Matt Hoos. Rounding out the field tonight, we've got the 25 of Brennan Myers and the 79 of Adam Shane. I believe this time we should be rolling off here green. Is just able to get it done in time, and our leader John Wilson looks to take the green flag here. An excellent jump from that 75 of John Wilson as he's able to pull out front and set the pace. But man, rows 2, 3, and 4, they're still side by side as we go down the backstretch. Steve Hilbert finally able to get by Tom Hilbert in the 61 as it looks like Tom Hilbert flirts with the wall there going down the front stretch, and got a lot of racing going on behind him. We got Joe Segala on the 81 trying to get on the outside of Jeff Sharp, and now actually he's playing a little defense here to the 22 of Bruce Pearson and the 55 of Steven Spees. This is going on. Oh, as we got contact here back in the field. Big wreck here. I believe we got the 26 of Donnie Moore involved somehow. I have to see if we can't pull up a replay of that. Right now we're looking at Donnie Moore going down the front stretch here. He gets a little help from behind. Not too sure what car that was, but looked like maybe the 93 of Chris Hayslip. And man, that sparked a big one here early on, only on lap 4. And we got at least 3 or 4 cars going to possibly have to go in and use a quick repair here early, but gives John Wilson a little time out front to settle in, collect his thoughts here. Quick pace laps here at Hickory Motor Speedway. Only a third mile here. You know, we're here in North Carolina, and man, this track has started some big careers here in NASCAR. Dale Earnhardt, Ned Jarrett, Junior Johnson, to name a select few. And some of these guys, yeah, maybe it's in the virtual world, but you know, maybe trying to stamp their name here in BRL, try to get a win here at Hickory Motor Speedway. Is John Wilson, he probably doesn't mind all these caution laps. He just gets to watch the race go tick, 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 tick. Speaking of Jeffrey Harden, he's going to be a lap down here early. Going to have to hope for a quick caution and possibly a lucky dog as the field gets ready to double up here. Pace lights are out. We're going green this time by. Right now, you know, we've I'm going to put my money on the high side here at the beginning. I saw a lot of guys struggling, getting loose, coming off the corners on the bottom, but we've seen the low side pay off. So we're going to have to see the fight for the bottom here as John Wilson with another great start. And Tom Hilbert, oh, he had to check up there. Steve shut the door at her in turn 1, and man, that could have been bad news for Steve Hilbert. Back there for 4th place, side by side. Bruce Pearson trying to get by the 76 at Jeff Sharp, and the 55 trying to hook that fishing line on the 22, just trying to set sail and go right on by. And here comes Kurt Smith as well. Kurt's getting a little loose coming off a 4. Jason, who was that there? Bobby Hayes does the smart thing. Instead of entering turn 1 3 wide, he just checks up. And He lost the spot to the 81 as he went by on the outside, but in the preferred line here coming out of 4, he's looking to get that back. Let's see here. Who is our biggest mover right now? Adam Shane in that 79. Oh, yeah, okay. Actually, Jason Menda in the 45. He's up 7. He's just plugging away on the bottom. He's got a little side-by-side racing action going on behind him, but take a look up here at the battle for 3rd. Final podium spot is Tom Hilbert looking under Bruce Pearson here. Steven Spees just been following that 22. Every time that 22 makes a move, he follows him and goes right on by. Right now, Tom Hilbert just looking for a gap to be able to slap back down, and caution's out here on the racetrack. Mike Holloway went around. Not too sure where and when here, as it looks like right now we're going into turn 3. Does he get a little help here? Does he do it by himself? Yeah, 81 gets in the wall there. Joe Segala, and know where Mike Holloway could go, as he's going to suffer the price for that. Not a lap down. Not sure if running and hit it or not. Able to stay on the lead lap for now. And speaking of lead lap, that should put our man Jeffrey Harden back on the lead lap. Here, I believe, once should get the wave around for a lucky dog. There he goes. And, you know, I mean, if you're familiar here with the VGM broadcast, you know it doesn't really matter that guy was a lap down early on. He's able to get his lap back plenty of time, and should be no surprise to anyone if he's able to work his way up to battling for the top 5 again here before the night's over. We're gonna let these guys still settle in before we ruffle anyone's feathers, but I do plan to bring some people up tonight. Just got to see how this goes here. Is right now, if you're the 52 or the 55, you're exactly where you don't want to be. You're going to be outside. You're up towards the front. You don't really have a good view of the leader here when he jumps for the green, and it's all about your vision. If you're caught off time and you don't get that good jump, you're going to get hung out. And you've seen guys that are trying to push coming off of 4. That's how that last caution happened. Just getting too aggressive up high, trying to keep pace with the guy on the bottom. And that's how a wreck can get started. So you're just really hoping that, you know, if you're the 55, you're hoping the 61 has a bad jump. If you're the 52, you're really hoping Bruce Pearson has a bad jump. And once again, if you're the 55, if the 22 has a bad jump, the odds are, you know, you're going to get pinned up going down the backstretch as he fights back on the bottom in 1 and 2. So it's going to be a big struggle here, but we're going green this time by, and the 75 of John Wilson has control. It looks like Steve Hilbert maybe went a little bit early, and that's going to bobble the top line as Steven Spees thought about throwing it in the middle 3 wide, but he gets some help. Tom Hilbert checks up, and that opens the door for the 55. Steven Spees flirting with that bottom step of the podium here as he carries big momentum coming off of 4. The 52 of Steve Hilbert kisses the wall, but is able to fall back down in line here. Back throughout the pack here, the 76 of Jeff Sharp. He refuses to give up on that high side as he had a chance to fall back in line behind the 87 of Todd Liston, and he is just making the 87 work on the bottom, really forcing him to bind up coming off the corner. And, you know, here he's not going to notice the heat build up in the tires right now, but lap 70, lap 80, Todd Liston, he's going to maybe remember what that 76 did here when those tires start to fall up. But in front of them, the 6 of Kurt Smith is looking to make a pass here for 5th place as he drives in a little hard. They almost make a little contact in the centers. Tom Hilbert has to counter and go up. He's going to fight back through 3 and 4 as he sees Todd Liston in the 87 looking below him. And now this is almost, if you're Tom Hilbert, you think about cracking the throttle, just letting him go on by and falling in line, because every second you fight that guy on the bottom, it just gives that guy behind you a chance to work on up. Is now the 76 of Jeff Sharp. He's looking underneath Tom Hilbert, and Tom Hilbert's starting to sink like a stone. Right now, Kurt Smith, he's up 7 spots. Adam Shane, he is up 9 spots now. Adam still on the move here in that 79, and he's trying to go up 10 spots here. Is Tom Hilbert having no luck? He's falling back even further. And who do we have? Matt Hoos. He is going in pit road. He had something wrong, and well, if you're familiar here, you know Matt Hoos. He's a guy who, once again, I mean, familiar name on the podium, and that's going to be a tough break. Tom Hilbert still struggling. Is he able to get down on the bottom? No, he just keeps falling back, and he's going to become victim here to Donnie Moore in that 26. Donnie Moore, that's somebody who, he's not always towards the front here in the beginning, but he knows how to save his tires in that 26 machine. I have a feeling he's going to work his way up to the top 5 slowly but surely. Adam Shane in that 79 up 8 spots. Now he's got a ways to go, or up 10 spots, excuse me, in 8th place. Got a ways to go to increase that gap here. Is first and second. Let's see, what kind of lap times are we looking at? John Wilson, he's been quicker, but Steven Spees here now. He's looking for P2 here. He's trying to see if he can't close that gap to the leader. Oh, they're going to make a little contact coming off of 2. No, Steven's going to give him enough room. Cracks the throttle. He's going to push him up in the middle of 3 and 4 here. Not going to give the double deuce a lot of room. And Steve Hilbert in the 52, he loves this. He's starting to reel those guys back in. As they really closed the gap the last 2 laps with those guys racing. And Steven not able to get the job done. Is the 22 of Bruce Pearson maybe showing guys, hey, if you can run that middle now, you don't have those fresh tires to run the bottom like you did in the beginning. And not as easy. Oh, we got contact for 4th. Who was that? Steve Hilbert. He saved it. He got a little punch from the 6 of Kurt Smith. He was able to save it. Kurt Smith's going to be the big loser out of that. He's only going to lose 1 spot, but Steve Hilbert able to maintain, and now he made the tires angry. Getting a little sideways as he's going to push coming off before getting the wall. And now the 87 of Todd Liston, he's looking to get another one. Ooh, Kurt Smith drives it in deep again, almost gets into the back of Todd Liston. Is almost had a replay of what happened before. The 87 of Todd Liston and Steve Hilbert make slight contact. It is not easy to get the job done on the bottom anymore. The 87, he's going to have to drive it in deep and get those elbows out, and he just doesn't do that. Stays on the bottom in 1 and 2, and not going to have momentum. He's going to fall back in line. Todd Liston not giving up yet. He keeps peeking on the bottom. He's not able to get it done. You're almost in... this is where those guys like Dale Earnhardt... Oh, it's Todd Liston... Maybe got a little help there, maybe got loose, but the 6, he's able to go around on the high side, and that's what I was going to say. Maybe to the point where you do that bump and run, you get them loose coming off the corner, and you go to the high side if that's where you want to be. That's going to have to be the move to get it done, and that's no harm, no foul in this small asphalt racing. You got to go out there and throw it when you can. And here, Kurt Smith, he is on the move. He's making quick work. He's really driving that bottom aggressive, and yeah, there. Now you see Liston. He drove in aggressive on the bottom. He got the blueprint from the 6. That's how you've got to drive this late. You got to really stamp in, and maybe you're going to hurt your corner exit speed, but you got to make that guy feel uncomfortable, and you can see how uncomfortable it made Steve Hilbert there as he's dropped 3 spots in the last 2 laps. Just Kurt went in there and drove him different than the 87 did. And now we see Adam Shane trying to look under his... Steve Hilbert gets into the wall again coming off of 4. Adam Shane almost kisses that left rear of Steve Hilbert. Ooh, he's got to get on the binders in the middle of 3 and 4. Hilbert's in the wall again here. Almost 3 wide going into 1 as Jason Menda has to check up. He does a smart thing. Adam Shane contact. He goes around caution. We watched it happen there. Adam Shane, it looked like maybe overdrove exit a little bit. Yeah, got into the back of Steve Hilbert. You know, Steve's not required to give him any room there. Pinched him down, and Adam Shane still sitting still on the track, so he will lose a lap here. That's going to be a big deal. Not right now. I got two out of the races here. Early DNFs. We got the 21 of Matt Hoos and the old Michael Jordan machine. The 23 of Mike Holloway going to have early exits. So it's a bad night to be in the low 20s. It seems like, unless you're this double deuce of Bruce Pearson. He is trying to prove the theory wrong here at Hickory Motor Speedway, and you know, maybe see if we can't try and pull someone up here. Let's get the 55 of Steven Spees here. Hey, Steven, teammate Shaggy up here, man. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, dude, so we saw you trying to get that pass done on the bottom. Do you think there's just too much wear on the tires to get it done, or are you just playing it safe right now?
We had a lot of race left. I wasn't really pushing it that hard. I was just maybe hoping I could get him to overdrive something and either go wide or bump the wall, but I was happy staying in third and being where I'm at. And I don't know if you guys saw it just before you pulled me up here, but my VR just blanked out. I hit a wall. I think I'm okay, but we'll see once we get going.
Well, you know, I actually did pull you up for that reason. I was wondering why you pulled over. I didn't see you get in the wall, but I saw you with a big gap between you here. But, man, hopefully the car's all right, and good luck here.
Thanks.
It's the 55 of Steven Spees, so he just taking it a little early or taking it a little easy, he said, and I think that was the big difference. We saw Kurt and his driving style on the bottom, how he really had to drive in deep, real aggressive into the center of the corner and just force his territory and not let the guy pinch him down. And we weren't seeing the 55 do that, as maybe he's trying to save some tire. But we're going back green here at Hickory Motor Speedway, and great jump for the 55 of Steven Spees. Is now he's maybe got to drive aggressive here, but the double deuce of Bruce Pearson, he's fighting back with a huge run. Middle of 3 and 4, the 55 has the edge, but coming out of 4, the 22 with a tremendous run. 55 just planting it too far on the bottom in the middle of 1 and 2, just not, you know, getting those elbows out, forcing the leader up in the middle. Is going to fall back in line here into third. And excuse me, I didn't mean leader, I meant second here. But we got a battle for fourth. Todd Liston looking under the 6 of Kurt Smith. As Kurt Smith was able to get by Todd Liston a couple laps before that caution. Liston had a little scare, but man, Kurt Smith, he is doing a phenomenal job on the outside, showing that 6 is fast anywhere he puts it on the racetrack. Brendan Myers in that 25 machine, he was involved in that first caution. I believe he had to go in and use a quick repair. You know, he wasn't his fault, none of his doing, just kind of got collected in it. Here he is up 8 spots back in the top 10 and 9. What a run for the 25 of Brennan Myers. You know, he's got some speed. He's making up ground here on the 52 of Steve Hilbert. Possibly looking to the outside here. Coming out of 4. No. Yes, maybe here. He's looking for it. Now the 52, he's going to go up and shut the door. And there the 25 maybe gives him a little bump, saying, hey, man, you better hold your lane. I'm coming and I've got some speed. Bobby Hayes in that 13 right behind him. He's down 5 spots from the start. He was involved in an early caution. He's trying to fight back here. Is in front of him the 25 of Brennan Myers. He's looking, and Todd Liston gets a little squirrely coming out of 4. He's still trying to gather in the middle of 1 and 2, and that's really going to help out the 25 of Brennan Myers, as the 52 of Steve Hilbert has to check up. Up in front of them, Jason Menda trying to get a move on Jeff Sharp here for P5. He's trying to get aggressive, but just going to fall back in line there going down the back stretch. And Battle still on for P8 between Myers and Hilbert as Hilbert bounces off the front stretch wall, collects Donnie Moore, and caution is out. Donnie Moore, tough break for him. He was just being a silent assassin there, slowly coming up through the field, saving his tires here as you're watching it. Hilbert's gonna, he didn't even get into the wall, excuse me, just got a little loose coming out of 4, and as he gathers it up, collects the right front of Donnie Moore. And, well, Donnie Moore, he paid the price for that one as he's most likely going to have to take a trip down pit road here. Let's see here. Cameraman, who do we want to pull up? You know, surprise me.
Hey, how you guys doing tonight?
Hey, Bruce, Shaggy up here, man. How you doing?
Sweating. It's a fun race, but boy.
Yeah, you know, you're really having to fight off that 55 of Steven Spies, and you know, basically, I'm glad our camera guy brought you up here. Let's get your perspective. How hard are these double file restarts when the leader, you know, sets the tone, especially, you know, when let's be honest, the top maybe isn't where you want to be here tonight.
Well, I'm in VR, so I get a little bit better clue when John's going to fire off, but it's always tough. You know, the leader's he has the control of the race, so it's tough to figure out when they're going to go, but John's pretty consistent.
Well, you know, right now, John, you know, he's been building a little bit of a gap between you guys, but hey, long way to go. Have you been saving a little in the tank here for one final shot at this one?
That's hard to do. I've been trying, but I've also trying, like you said, trying to stay ahead of the 55. But Mission Pitbull Foundation Modified is going to do what it can to get to the finish line.
Well, hey man, you got a fan up here. We're rooting for you, brother. Good luck.
Thank you.
Gonna be the double deuce of Bruce Pearson, and you heard it. You know, you do want to try to save a little bit, but man, when you got somebody really pressing the envelope behind you, and that 55 he's hungry. Let's be honest. You know, it's really hard to save your stuff. And here, the 75 of John Wilson is going to look to set the pace here. The 22 with a great jump, the best jump we've seen from somebody on the outside of the front row tonight, and so well so that can he pinch the 75 down to John Wilson? Yes, he can. We might have a battle for the lead here going through 3 and 4 at Hickory Motor Speedway. The double deuce of Bruce Pearson fighting back strong here, and through 1 and 2, this is where he's been so good, really excelled over the 55. Through 3 and 4, you know, not as well, but he's able to maintain, and over time, that 75, that right front is really going to pay the price here. Look at the pace he gets through 1 and 2. Bruce Pearson in the 22 it's making John Wilson feel a little uncomfortable even. They're going to rub through 3 and 4. He's starting to get those elbows out. He didn't realize the double deuce had that kind of speed up top, and as we enter 3, we've got a new leader here. Can he take it at the line? Yes, he can. We've got a new leader at the line, and that's very important here if a caution would come out. Bruce Pearson. Can the 55 maybe follow the blueprint and go on the outside? It doesn't look like he's going to be as aggressive. He's just going to slot in line. And, you know, Bruce Pearson, you got to think he's where you want to be. I mean, easy to say, yeah, you're out front, you're the leader, but it's so hard to get around. And now we're seeing the 75. He gets in the wall coming out of 4, and that goes back to running those 3 laps on the bottom, really pushing your car. You're going to overheat that right front, and you're just not going to get that grip on exit that you were used to. And, you know, you're going to get a little air taken off the front. I mean, downforce isn't a huge part of these things, but it's not going to handle as well as when you're out front. You're not going to have that air hitting the front end and putting that weight down on the front nose. So right now, Brennan Myers, he's up 10 spots after being involved in that first caution up to P7. Jason Menda, he's up 10 spots as well, up in P5. So 2 guys fighting tooth and nail there for the hard chargers. Menda's looking low here on Kurt Smith. trying to go for P4, but he's not going to have enough of a run coming out of 2. Behind him, Brennan Myers trying to go up 11 spots. He's fighting Jeff Sharp on the bottom. With Jeff Sharp in that 76. He's showing that, you know, he knows how to get that high side done. Maybe not enough to advance through the field, but if you can just drive aggressive enough off the corners and really pinch that guy down, it's hard to complete the pass. But right now, benefit Myers is, there's a spin in front, is, oh man. Jason Menda gonna go around and, you know, we're gonna take a look at this here, and Jason Menda, you're gonna see here, maybe starts there at the start-finish line, a little contact, enters low, pushes up, gets in, and you know, Ryan, let's try to look at Brennan Myers' in-car cam. Let's look at this wreck avoidance here. We're gonna pull up the cockpit view of Brennan Myers. Look at this. Wow! I don't think he got a 0X. Man, Brennan Myers in that 25 showing he's got the hands for this. Man, if we give out a Hot Hands Award, it is going to that 25 tonight. He kept it off the car above him there of Todd Liston. I'll keep her rolling. Kurt Smith, he got a little sideways. He was able to keep her going. I believe I just heard. Oh, that was Mike Holloway. He was already sitting on the pits. I heard a car grenade. Pit road. It was Mike Holloway. Sometimes, you know, that's the benefit of iRacing. If you, well, it would happen in real life with these two, you know, if you're not getting the airflow, but just sit there and let the motor run in pit road. You can blow the motor, and I found that out the hard way in a GT3 race one time when I was sitting in there for 15-minute repairs. Right now, if you remember Jeffrey Harden earlier, he went a lap down. That caution. Put him back on the lead lap, so we're back to 16 cars on the lead lap, and right now we're, let's see, 18 to go. Should get the one to go next time by, so when we get the green flag, should have 16 to go when we actually go racing here, and that's plenty of time to get stuff done here. Is now you got to wonder, the 75, he's really hoping that, or if you're a fan of the 75, you're hoping he's racing in VR like that 22, because the restart that 22 got was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, you heard me kind of raise my voice about it even, and it ended up being a battle and pass for the lead. If you can pinch that guy down, that's the key. So 75 looking to throw the same thing back here at the 22 as the 22 maybe goes a little bit before that restart box, but maybe no harm, no foul as the 55. He's going to try to follow him on by, but the 75 of John Wilson, he's going to fight hard for that middle step of the podium. Steven Spees, he's going to drive aggressive into turn 3. You see, that helps him in the exit. He's going to drive aggressive into 3 and 4. Get those elbows out. That's what you have to do if you want to complete the pass on the bottom. Short track asphalt racing, you're not wrecking the guy, but you have to go out and you got to use those Nerf bars a little bit. I mean, that's just, it's a product of the beast here. Is they're going to make a little contact on entry. The 55 is going to make him uncomfortable, and he's going to go on by here. And, you know, the 75, he may not like it. So he may come back and try to give him a little kiss. And, you know, that's what we love about these third miles here. We love the beating and banging, but it doesn't look like the 75 is going to have anything for him. He's been driving in hard here, trying to sniff at him, but the 55 just kills him on exit speed. As the 55 makes a lot of distance through 1 and 2, has to lift the throttle coming out of 4. But we have a battle for P4. Brennan Myers in that 25. We saw him with that excellent wreck avoidance, able to keep his spot there in P5, and now he's looking for P4. Brennan Myers battling here for P4, but the double deuce of Bruce Pearson, 10 to go here this time by, as he does not want any cautions right now. He's got a little over half a second lead on that 55 of Steven Spees, and right now the last thing he wants is to have to contend with the 55 on a restart. And oh man, what do they say here? Commentators curse. Bobby Hayes involved in a wreck here At Hickory Motor Speedway, we're going to go see if we can't take a look and see what happened here. Bobby Hayes, here he comes, going into 3. Does he get a little help here? You know, a little rubbing in 3 and 4, and then I believe that Donnie Moore in the 26 maybe didn't check up here. He wasn't invited to that checkup party, and he's gonna help him out. But the 78 here is where it all starts. Or 79 of Adam Shane, he's gonna go and get a little bit loose, and yeah, he's just forced to check up. And Donnie Moore, he wasn't aware of the trouble ahead, and he's gonna pay the price there. And let's see if we can bring up that Brennan Myers real quick, the 25 here. Hey, Brennan, real quick, man, Shaggy up in the booth, you got a copy?
Yeah, how's it going?
Dude, it's going good for me, but I'll tell you what, that 25, man, you're in a missile tonight, up 13 spots. You got anything for these leaders?
Yeah, we'll see. I've had to use up my tires pretty good to climb up the field here, but I still feel like I'm maybe a little bit faster than a lot of them in 1 and 2. But I'm struggling a little bit in 3 and 4, so we'll see what we can do.
Well, you know, not giving too much of your game plan out here, but on this restart, do you have a plan? Maybe try and pinch that 75 of John Wilson down, or are you going to try to switch spots with him and go back to the bottom?
I feel like I can make the outside work, so I might try to pinch him down, but we'll see. I might have to make a late audible and jump down. We'll see.
Well, hey, Brendan, up 13 spots, man. Make it 16, brother. Good luck.
Sounds good. Thank you.
It's a 25 of Brennan Myers, and you see that 25. It's got some speed here tonight, but he's running out of time here. We get the green flag. I believe we're gonna have, yeah, maybe 98. Let's see if the lights go off here. We got lights. Lights are out, so we're gonna have 3 to go here. Yeah, because we went 98. Yep. Okay, so we'll have 3 to go. So if these guys don't behave themselves, we're going to get into overtime territory here. Is the 55 of Steven Spees. He's got himself in the catbird seat. He runs VR. He needs to time this jump and see if he can pinch him down. But, man, the double deuce of Bruce Pearson, what a restart as he is able to clear the 55, and he can go wherever he so chooses. And the 55 gets a little bit of help from Wilson, and oh, it's a big one. It's a big one here as cars are rolling. I believe, who was that flipped over everyone? That was wild. May have been Donnie Moore. Oh man, that was crazy. So let's take a look at this again here. You know, maybe we called this a little bit. The 55, you know, gave him a little bump early on, and you know, maybe got a kiss back here, but who goes over the top? Was that the 6 of Kurt Smith? Oh no, who is that in the back? Hazlip, yeah, let's get a view of Hazlip here real quick. I knew somebody had a wild ride. That was unbelievable. So Chris Hazlip, right now, he is just the meat and the sandwich, and he just hit so many cars forced into the pile that iRacing physics didn't know what to do, and it rubber banded him out of the middle. And man, Hazlip with a wild ride here. And you know, we're gonna have a green-white checkered here, and now all of a sudden, we've got a whole different podium here as Steven Spees. He's going to drop back to 8th. He lost a lot of spots. And got Todd Liston, P2, Adam Shane, P3, Tom Hilbert back up into the top 5, and Steve Hilbert back up into the top 5 as well. As earlier on we saw they were having some tough luck, but benefits there of a Talladega-like caution here. At the 3rd mile, you know, not really expecting that. Who had an 8-car pile up on their bingo card? I sure did. But right now, it's hectic. I guess some cars were trapped behind the pace car. Yeah, okay, so they're going to get their wave around. Leaders are going to double file up here as the lights are off. We're going to get ready to go back racing, and all of a sudden, Todd Liston, let's see what you got in the 87. We saw him have some success on the high side early on, but Bruce Pearson, man, this guy has been phenomenal on restarts. He's able to get it done on the high side early and just get it done every single time on the bottom. Right now, we got almost 3 wide here back there for 5th, but white flag in the air. 4 wide coming out of 4 there, but white flag in the air, and big wreck there going into 1 here. Coming down the backstretch for the final time. Can the 87 of Todd Liston do anything with the double deuce here? Coming out of 4. Is he going to give him a little bump? No, he's not. Your winner here tonight, Bruce Pearson in the 22. Able to go high and handsome on the restart and hold on. Todd Liston going to finish P2, and Adam Shane is going to round out your podium here tonight in the SK Modifieds. What a treat. And I am sure we are going to have some discussions going on in that BRL Discord in between races here. People will be fuming from some of those last lap incidents. And speaking of last lap incidents, Ryan, while we're waiting for these guys, do you want to we go back and look at what happened going into turn 1 on that last lap? Let's see here. So there's the 4 wide here in the middle of 3 and 4. This is, I mean, that's where it all starts. We'll contact the 55, just trying to fight his way back on the high side. Who do we have Hazlip in there. Unbelievable after considering the fact that he had just flipped. Yeah, him and the 55 get together, and Hazlip hard into the wall. He's going to hit. Oh, man. Good thing they put those tires there. Big hit for Hazlip. He's going to spin around like a top. It's a little early for Hanukkah. Oh, man. But he's going to end. He can't even pull it around a checkered flag here. Hazlip's going to have to call it quits here. And we're going to take a quick break here on the Virtual Grip Network, so don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back here with your interviews.
This is your chance to get behind the wheel. The opportunity to race just like the pros. From the grassroots levels, where we all got our start, to the most popular race cars on the planet. From the fairgrounds of Nashville to the high banks of Daytona, to tracks that will never be forgotten. Realistic driving, intense competition, all from the comfort of your own home. This is the ultimate motorsports simulation. This is iRacing.
We're back here on the Virtual Grip Network, and we're going to read you off your race results here real quick. We told you the podium. The double deuce, Bruce Pearson, your winner tonight. Todd Liston's going to come home in that middle step, and rounding out the bottom step here is going to be the 79 of Adam Shane. And the rest of the field's going to look a little something like this. Steve Hilbert's going to bring it home P4. Rounding out the top 5, the 61 of Tom Hilbert. Jeff Sharp in the 76 is going to bring it home 6th. And Jason Mendes 7th. Kurt Smith P8. John Wilson P9, and rounding out the top 10 is going to be the 55 of Steven Spees. Rest of the field is going to go as follows. Bobby Hayes P11, Chris Hazlip 12th, Donnie Moore P13, and actually my SDK was lying, so I need to look at the correct one. Chris Hazlip P11, Bobby Hayes 12th, Donnie Moore 13th, Jeff Harden 14th, Joe Segala 15th, Brennan Myers 16th, Matt Hoos 17th, and Mike Holloway is going to round out the field tonight. And while we're screwing around here, let's go ahead and let's bring up Adam here, P3. Hey, Adam, man, Shaggy in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, we talked to you a little bit, and I'm glad you didn't get the commentator's curse there, but able to bring home P3, man. You think with a little bit more time, you had anything for those guys?
Oh, no. Not at all. I ain't gonna lie. I don't even know how I got P3. I only got P3 because of that big wreck. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, hey, man, sometimes you'd rather be lucky than good, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is my first time in an SK in like probably 2 years, and it was a blast. I just thought I would take my time and go through, and I just got lucky with the wrecks, really. But, yeah, they're fast. They're a lot faster than me.
Well, man, you showed the shoe fit tonight. I see the nickname there, and man, you had some speed tonight too. Able to go up 15 spots, and that's with this field, dude. That's a heck of a charge, wreck or not. Able to survive through it. It's a great race, and you got any sponsors you want to thank?
Yes, I do. I want to thank Uniquely BBs. That's my wife's business, so I want to thank her and Gargamel's Kitchen for sponsoring me, and thank you guys in the booth for doing this.
Well, hey, heck of a job, man. You're going to run some late models here with us, or some late model stocks with us here next?
Oh, yeah. I'll be out there.
All right, Adam. We'll be looking for you here.
Thank you, sir.
It's the 79 of Adam Shane, and now we're going to bring up P2, Todd Liston. Hey, Todd, Shaggy up in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Stand for.
Well, hey, you know the drill. When you finish up front, you start towards the back, and you really had to climb your way through the field tonight, but P2, man, did you think that was possible?
I'm not going to lie, about lap 80, I felt like I was about where I was going to finish. I was struggling real hard low. I started getting on the high side on those last couple restarts, which is kind of where I practiced my attack. I figured that'd be where I'd probably have to go, and just ended up getting lucky again with that late race caution there that ended up with the green-white checkered. And we got through it. I want to give an apology to Brennan. I tried ducking high and getting up there, but by the time I thought he was going to kind of slide down a bit more, and by the time I got off, I was into him, and I feel like I kind of helped finish him off, and I want to send an apology his way.
Yeah, man, third mile asphalt racing, you're definitely going to have to issue some apologies after every race, I feel like, but that's just kind of a product of the track, man. But, hey, dude, 9 spots. You're not able to necessarily get a great restart there on that final green-white checkered, but close enough that, you had to make the 22 sweat there a little bit enough. You almost got to the bumper there in 3 and 4 and gave us a great finish. So, hell of a job here tonight, Todd. You got any sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank my team, Indy Autosport. They always got my back. It's always fun racing with them. I don't have any teammates in Bootleg at the moment, but they're always good to me and help me out whenever I need. And I also want to thank my wife, Caitlin, who's always supporting me, and my son, James. They're always supporting me and putting up with me racing on Saturday.
Well, yeah, you can't forget to thank the family. They're the most important. Todd, are we going to get to see you here in the next race?
Oh, yeah. I'll be around.
All righty, man. Looking forward to it. Great job tonight.
Thanks, Jack.
The 87 of Todd Liston, your second place finisher, and now we're bringing up the man of the hour here in the double deuce. Bruce Pearson, man, we talked to you a little bit, and, I'm going to be honest here. You didn't sound that confident, that you thought you were going to go get it, but, dude, you just, you showed the blueprint for everyone. You talked about your VR on that restart. You pinched him down, and, man, that was the key to your success. Talk about it.
Well, if you remember back, I don't know if you watched the Southern National broadcast, but I led, I think, 98 laps, and then the caution came out and restart, and I ended up finishing 4th. So you really can't be confident until these things are over. There's so many good drivers in this league, so it's not that I wasn't confident. I was just I knew that there was some really fast drivers behind me.
Well, you You showed you were the fastest tonight there. At the end, you're able to get. I mean, those restarts. Let's be honest. When you were on the bottom, nobody had anything for you. They weren't timing them like you did up top, and that was your key to success there. Were you sweating it all there that last lap? I mean, the 87 was pretty close to that back bumper.
Oh, Todd is an outstanding driver. So yeah, when the caution came out, well, before the caution came out, I was keeping an eye on where he was, and John Wilson and Steve Spees. But when that came out and I realized Todd was going to be right behind me, I knew it was going to be tough because Todd is so good in these modifieds.
Well, Bruce, I mean, able to get it done tonight and up 6 spots to boot here. We going to get to see you here again in this next event? You going to go for the double tonight?
I'll be in the late models for sure. We'll see if it's going to be a double or not.
Well, hey, man, hell of a job in that 22, and that thing's a pretty scheme with a lot of nice sponsors on it. Who you want to thank?
Well, thank you for mentioning those guys. I do want to thank the sponsors on my card, Mission 22, who does everything that they can for our veterans. We lose 220 of them every day to 22 of them every day to suicide, and they do everything they can to help those men and women. And the American Pit Bull Foundation, which is based out of Charlotte, North Carolina, to educate people about the breed. They give a lot of information out there, but they also have a good program where they take pit bulls from shelters and train to be service dogs and therapy dogs for our veterans. So I'm really thankful for them. But other than that, you guys in the booth, everyone in this league, Delo for all the outstanding work he does. And my little sister, Rhonda, I started letting her know last season that I was doing these things, and she's been watching. And I forgot to tell her we had an off week last week, and she texted me, go, hey, where's my link to the broadcast? And so I said, I'm sorry. So she watches you guys all the time. I want to thank her for all the support. And my roommate, Carol, she puts up with my racing.
Well, hey, first off, Rhonda, we appreciate your support. That's awesome. And Bruce, it's awesome that you ride around with Mission 22. I'm in another league, Coast to Coast, where we do a big block charity race for them every year. And it is definitely a great charity and one that really probably hits home for everybody. We all know someone. So, you got a few dollars in your pocket. Hit up that website, throw some at Mission 22. But great job tonight, Bruce, and looking forward to seeing if you can get the double here tonight.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate everything you do.
And, with that, I believe, if I'm wrong, Ryan can talk in my ear here, but we'll probably take a little break here. But what's coming up next is we've got the BRL Late Model Series here coming up, and we're going to be at Hickory Motor Speedway, so make sure you leave the YouTube on, just watch our cool little advertisements, listen to the sweet videos, stick around. At 9:10, we are going to be right back with some more racing action, and I believe I'm going to have a sidekick, Matt Hoos, in the booth with me for that show, so pop your popcorn and make sure you're back here at 9:10. We're going to take a quick break here on the Virtual Grip Network.